What is good, everybody? Welcome back to another one of my trade recaps. My name is Sachel, and today I'm going to show you guys how I was able to make $1,200 day trading. I was able to actually capitalize on this prior to market open. It's been a minute since I uploaded one of these videos because I haven't been trading too much. Price action hasn't been the most prominent, but today I'm finally able to bring this video to you guys and show you guys how I was actually able to capitalize prior to 9:30. So let's go ahead and start quickly. You move the camera to the top right. Again, I do this no cuts as always. And here is the winning trade of the day. I woke up at around 8:30. Right around 8:30, I hopped on the market and I already saw that we had this data low that I was actually super um looking for. Well, I was looking forward to for the market to trade into this key level. As to why that is because literally every single time we have a data high, data low, data wick, any data wick in general, usually we deliver to those. And we usually always get these types of data wicks whenever it's in between from 8 to 9. Trump is always on some bullshit. And that's exactly why every single day we literally always deliver to those levels. Look, we have data wick here, taken out. As always, I mean, it is what it is. Equal lows, boom. I mean, it goes without saying, every single time we leave some sort of data wick, it's always going to get taken out. So that's why I'm always really looking forward to taking these levels. That's what makes my strategy. But just to go over a little bit of what I was looking at, just to show you guys a little something, right over here at 6 in the morning, it was said that Iran had hit a missile on one of the U.S.'s ships. And then an admiral came out, or whatever, an official came out saying that I was actually a lie. So that's why whenever we dumped, we got this sort of like V-shape recovery right over here. Because I guess supposedly it was a lie. And they came out saying that that shit never happened, which created this kind of like weird conditions in the market. But without that being said, I headed over to my 1 hour time frame. Let's actually move on over to let's go ahead and move on over to 9:30 right over here. That works. Okay. Now, with this being the 9:30 is basically like the condition that the market was in. I was just looking at my 1 hour time frame. Actually, matter of fact, let's bring it back over here. Right over here, right when we broke that IFVG. So, going to the 1 hour, it's clear as day that we're tapping into this 1 hour BPR, which to me plays as a strong level of support or resistance. Not that I trade support and resistance, but just that price typically likes to deliver off of this level. Now, when we have that BPR, by the way, BPR is essentially when we have a bullish gap or a bearish gap lining up with a bullish or bearish gap. That's literally all it is on the higher time frame. Whenever we get levels like that, price usually tends to respect these levels. Well, price likes to deliver off of the levels. But without that being said, on the 15-minute time frame, you can also see that we did not have the right volume to inverse this huge fair value gap right over here. And I just wanted to wait and see if we were actually going to inverse this bearish fair value gap, which of course we didn't. So that just helped out my case even more. So we had the BPR that we were delivering off of and essentially respecting the BPR, and we never closed above this 15-minute fair value gap since there was not enough volume, because typically if price is bullish, we are 100% going to inverse this 15-minute gap and then run all the way to all-time highs. But obviously we didn't do that up until later in the day, which I'm going to go over that right now. But then when we drop into the lower time frame, obviously we have my data lows respecting the BPR, and I mean, there's not much more that you need. We have our data wick respecting the BPR, and you can coherently say that we have some sort of LRLR, but that's low-key a stretch. So I wasn't even referring to the LRLR. I just liked the data lows and how close we were. And a big reason why I took it is because we had this nice wick right over here, and we had this 1 minute fair value gap that was the last line of defense. What I mean by last line of defense is that this is the last fair value gap going down to the data lows. So once we were able to inverse that, I was able to enter the trade. I placed my stops right above this high right over here, and I targeted the data low, and I just let it run. So let's go ahead and sell too. Go ahead and set our take profit and our stop loss. And once we in versus actually last line of defense, once we broke this, I was able to go set my break even right over here. So once we cross this, basically at about like 0.50 into the trade, then I was willing to go break even. So let's just let the trade play out. And then go ahead and watch this almost take me out. And then boom, there you go. We get that nice drop. And then we get the final candlestick to our take profit. Very, very plain and simple. All we had was a draw on liquidity. We knew why price was supposed to deliver to that draw on liquidity, which was the BPR. And we had the final confirmation telling us that price was more than welcome to go deliver with the IFEG. And with this fair value gap being obviously the last line of defense, it was a pretty easy bias, pretty easy scenario. I would say it's an A setup, not an A plus, just because of the time and the volume beforehand. Didn't like how we slowly went to go break this, but once I knew that we were going to break it, I knew price was more than ready to dump. So with that being said, that was my trade of the day. I was able to smack for $1,200 on a singular account, which, I mean, I've hit for bigger days, but I honestly can't be too mad. Again, it's a Monday, so there wasn't anything because 9:30 there was no trades today. Let me go over it with you. Let me go over that with you guys right now. So this is already, we have a lot of volume. We have a lot of volume. We go on over here. This is 9:30. 9:30 opens up, and then we have this as our new data low right over here. Let me go ahead and mark this. Let me change the style of the line. And this was our new data low. Why was it a data low? Because if you open up Financial Juice, you can go ahead and see the news that dropped right exactly around 9:01 to 9 a.m. And then it shows us exactly what happened. Whenever there's a news event and we leave a big wick, that is a data wick or a data low. So that's why I had marked this out. And I really was looking forward to taking out this data low, just because from here, taking out some of this sell side would be super good to push our momentum to the upside and all the way up to all-time highs, because we're technically still in all-time highs and you technically still want to be looking for longs. So that was kind of like my motive behind wanting to take these longs. But once we swept this low, I was already liking how we were setting up with this LR right over here. So this was more than likely ready to get ran through. Once we were able to drop down, boom, of course we ended up sweeping the LR. And the thing with days like this, and the way like to avoid days like this, is that whenever you hop on the 1 minute and you see price fail to create fair value gaps, you should be hopping into the market with the idea of not taking a singular trade. Like, you have to go into the markets and then you'd be like, I'm not trading today. I'm not trading today. I'm not trading today. Try to look for more reasons why to not take a trade than to looking for reasons to take a trade. Because the more you do that, the more A plus setups you will take and the less garbage setups you will take. You'll see that improves your trading a lot, because that's happened with me many times. And when I hop into the market with a very negative mindset that I'm not going to take a trade, the better the setups I take and the less garbage ones I do take as well. So yeah, you can clearly see 1 minute, no gaps, 2 minute, no gaps, 3 minute, barely any gaps. On the 2 minute, we have this one bullish gap, but as you can see, like, we literally never go to close below that gap. So I was literally just basically done by now. This is already what, 10? Yeah, I've been done. I was done already, like at 10:20, 10:30. So that was it. I was already done for the day. But I guess that's practically it. Obviously, we ended up delivering all the way down to our draws on liquidity, which I wasn't even too like pressed about, because again, I already had my trade for the day, one and done. I can't be mad about that. I didn't trade my 5 top step XFAs. I haven't traded them in a long time, just because I haven't liked the market conditions lately. And I've been looking to get my 20 apexes that I haven't bought in yet, just because, again, price action is super bad lately, especially with Donald Trump being our president. I regret voting for that man, but I mean, it is what it is. Conditions will get better. I mean, we're already in May. It's going to start to slow down around summertime, and then it'll improve again right after summer. But As of right now, April wasn't too good just because of the data, the Trump tweets, and again, we're continuing on with the Trump tweets with the Iran bullshit. But yeah, that's practically it for the trade recap. If you guys have any questions, make sure to go ahead and DM me. I'll answer any questions. I'll try to get to as many people as possible because again, I have a lot of people texting me and asking me why did it, well, why shouldn't I have taken this, or asking me for a bunch of advice. So I try to get to as many people as possible. But with that being said, that was my winning trade of the day. Not too shabby, not too bad. Again, AM was dog shit. There wasn't many draws on liquidity, or there was, which was my sell side. But again, we never delivered to that, and price was just overall bullish. So in hindsight, you can clearly see that the market wasn't in any form good today. But without that being said, well, that's about it. If you guys have any questions, again, make sure to let me know. Thank you guys so much for watching, and take care, you guys. Bye bye.